Yo, what's up YouTube? What's going on today? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we gotta talk about Boruto Two Blue Vortex chapter 27. Broski's The Destruction of the Village is coming. And I think it's actually much closer than I think. Because I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, Mamoshi's about to attack Pain style. Alright, he's about to go fucking 5-6 mans deep on Eida. He's trying to sneak in the village undetected, Pain style again. He's gonna go in and fuck up Eida or fuck up Damon, whoever it is. He's gonna fight someone. He's gonna mess them up. In that fight, there's going to be a destruction of the village. And I know in this chapter, Koji said that Mamoshi does not want to destroy the village because he's going to incur Jura's wrath. But little do they know, Mamoshi about to destroy the whole fucking place because his dumbass is about to become more restarted because he's going to lose his intelligence every time he splits up with more of his versions. If he has 20 to 30 of himself, they're going to be dumb as fuck and they're not going to follow the plan. Even in this chapter, at the end of it, Mamoshi warns his other self saying, stay on the track. We're here for Eida. You know, he's trying to remind them that, yo, you guys may be more stupid now, but you need to understand that, yo, we gotta work as a group and we cannot stray away from our plan. So I think the village's destruction is coming because this chapter is kind of hinting it that Mamoshi is attacking the same way Pain did. I like the references to that, I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty cool on Ikimoto's part. He's trying to make him like that. I just wonder what type of almighty push he's gonna use and obliterate everything. Now getting into the chapter itself, there's a few things I gotta talk about. And now I know this chapter's already been spoiled by a lot of people, but I need to talk about these certain things, and that is Eida, Sarada, and Sumire. I noticed that in this scene where Eida says that you two are not affected because you may have had your heart stolen by an Otsutsuki, or deep down it's my omnipotence that did not allow you guys to be affected by my ability. Now the two things I want to stay here is, first, Eida is not sure if Sumire and Sarada have had their heart stolen by an Otsutsuki. And honestly, that could still be a theory because Ikimoto is hinting both ideas out there, that the omnipotence is causing them to not be affected, or they're actually not affected because they are affected by an Otsutsuki. If you look at Sarada, her and Boruto could be a thing where she has been captivated by Boruto, and because of that, some Otsutsuki spell does not allow her heart to be taken by anyone else. Same thing could be applied to Sumire. Sumire, I'm gonna go over here with Kawaki. Kawaki may have enchanted something on Sumire because she is the first person that he's properly interacted with and understood him. So he may have unconsciously put something on Sumire, thus not allowing her to be affected by the omnipotence or any other Otsutsuki type ability. So in this case with Sumire, she may like Boruto, but I think Kawaki has captured her heart. And Boruto has captured Sarada's heart. That's where I'm going to lean on. Only reason I'm saying that is because Ikimoto put that in the air. That he put that there to give the reader the idea that it is possibly that, but also it could be Eida's omnipotence. She herself is not 100% sure. She even throws out the Otsutsuki idea again afterwards, saying that all three of us have been taken by Otsutsukis. So it could be because of that we are immune. So I feel like there is some deeper meaning, and I think they are going to reveal that later on down the line. And the only reason I'm adamant on this is that even though Eida said that other people also like Boruto and Kawaki, I think it all comes down to who Boruto and Kawaki like, who they resonate to, who they respond to. In this case, Boruto responds to Sarada because those two, since the beginning, we already know they have a very deep connection, and Boruto will do whatever he can to protect Sarada. So in this case, in an Otsutsuki term, that is his woman, and he's not going to allow any other Otsutsuki, anything like that, to enchant her. Same thing with Sumire. I think Kawaki enchanted her, and same thing applies that is Kawaki's woman. Even though Kawaki does not recognize her, wherever it is, I think he formed some deep connection with Sumire that we don't know yet, thus causing her to not be immune. Now I know I'm pushing on the ships a lot here, but with the way Boruto is going, it's kind of obvious. It's kind of obvious they're focusing more on the romance. So I think the abilities are one way, which is why they are immune. Now the second thing I gotta talk about here is Eida herself and Sarada and Sumire hugging her. Now I'm gonna be honest, I think Sarada did hug Eida because she kind of felt sorry for her, but at the same time, Sarada hugging Eida, it did not look kind of natural to me. What I mean by that is when she rushed in to hug Eida, she gives Eida a little bit of the side eye, and the only reason she pulled Sumire was to make it seem more natural. And what's funny is Sarada only goes for the hug when Eida tells them that she wouldn't mind being killed by Sarada and Sumire. So that could be a hint that Sarada and Sumire are going to be the ones to kill Eida for some unknown reason, which is most likely going to be the Shinjus get her ability or some shit and everything falls apart and they're going to have to kill her so that they don't don't get their ability. It's gonna be a similar situation with Sakura and Obito, where Obito tells Sakura to stab out the Rinnegan so that Madara doesn't get it. This is gonna be the same thing in this case, where she's gonna tell those two to kill her so that the Shinjus don't get power over her or hold over her. But my point being that Sarada and Sumire hugged Eida, and Sarada gives her that weird side eye here. It's like she doesn't want to hug her, but she's rather doing it to gain Eida's trust. Now that they have been exposed that they are not affected by Eida's ability, she's still trying to play towards Eida's heart. And Eida has actually accepted that. And in so, this is going to be the sneak attack that is going to take down Eida. Because I still think Shikamaru's plan that he told Sarada and Sumire that you two are going to be the only ones to take down Eida, that it's going to come to fruition. And so Sarada is only hugging Eida because she knows she's going to have to kill her. So things are getting very sus on that. So then next we end up getting panels of Koji with Inojin and Boruto. Koji tells us Mamushi's ability is called Division, where he separates himself, but every time he separates himself, he gets more restarted every time. And so the best way of defeating him is to have him split up between 20 to 30 of himself and take them all out in one swoop, or even manipulate them. So then Koji tells Inojin that he's gonna have to learn a new jutsu. Now what's funny here is that we know that Himawari actually dies in the future, which is why Inojin made this ability. He's gonna make a stronger version of his own ability, which is the mind transfer jutsu, which Koji says is gonna be the key thing in the battle against Mamushi. I think Inojin is going to transfer with Mamushi, and because he transfers with Mamushi, Mamushi's 30 clones of himself, they all respond in a hurdle, meaning one does something, the other's gonna do it. They have sheep mentality. So in this case, when Inojin transfers over his consciousness to Mamushi, he's gonna do something messed up where the other Mamushis are gonna follow through. For example, when Inojin does transfer over, he could stab himself in Mamushi's body, thus all the other Mamushis are gonna stab themselves. They're gonna do something like that, which is why Koji says that Inojin's new ability is gonna be the key thing against Mamushi. And so Inojin agrees to learn the technique, knowing that Himawari's life is on the line. Now I like Boruto sitting over here seeing Inojin resolve, saying, damn, this is a guy who's gonna take my sister. At first Boruto's like, I don't know about that, but after Inojin's like, yo, I don't need 2 days, I'll do it in 1 day. And Boruto's like, that's my future brother-in-law right there. So then we get panels of Amato and Kawaki looking at the footage of Jura, and Amato here says that Jura might just be invincible. He cannot be defeated almost. But judging by the way his power is, it looks like they won't be able to defeat him. He's very strong. And Amato here has fears of Kawaki's safety because he thinks that Kawaki and Boruto won't be able to defeat him. But Kawaki grabs Amato by the throat saying, yo, I need you to fully unlock my powers. I think this is when Kawaki goes rampage, because Amato says that if I take off the limbers fully, you may self-destruct. But I think rather than self-destructing, Kawaki might go insane. Just like some sort of computer virus or like an AI or something. They gain full access, but they get corrupted along the way. So Kawaki may switch up upon getting his powers fully unlocked. We also know that Amato hasn't fully unlocked his powers. That means that fight between Jura and Kawaki was not at 100%. He could have been at like 70% for all we know. So then Kawaki threatens Amato saying, if you don't unlock my powers, I won't let you revive your daughter. And so now Amato is thinking like, what should I do with this guy? So then getting on, we have Konohamaru being investigated. Konohamaru is probably going to take the fall for Shikamaru for letting Boruto escape. But what gets me here is Sai. Sai is very suspect of Konohamaru. And the thing is, Sai picked it up based on Konohamaru's body language. First, Konohamaru was all, defensive, saying, this and that about Boruto. But as soon as the transmission came in, he started acting weird. Sai also, I think, picked up on Inojin's chakra or Inojin's ability, which is why he starts weirdly zooming in towards Konohamaru, because they are using Inojin to talk to Konohamaru. And low-key, he might be even hearing the transmission, because Sai is Inojin's dad, and he probably knows how to hijack into Inojin's transmission. Which is why he's looking at Konohamaru all weird, like, damn, did Shikamaru and them just expose themselves? Shit. So then getting on to the last few panels, we have Sarada, Eida, and Sumire again, and it looks like Sumire is heading out. Now what's funny is Boruto is outside their hostel just waiting. Boruto is out here chilling, watching over his girls, bro. Sumire then runs out and she sees Boruto. Boruto tells her that I messed up Sasuke's sword. I was caught lacking against Jura, and because of that, it cracked. So I need you to fix this. Now, I don't know if this is a typing error or a writing error, whatever it is. The way Boruto says the Uchiha Flowing Blade Jutsu Hagoromo. It's a jutsu that increases a blade's sharpness and prevents chipping by continuously enveloping it in chakra. What's weird is Boruto is saying the jutsu's name is Hagoromo. I don't know why the name is that, but I feel like there's some connection there to Hagoromo Otsutsuki, the Sage of Six Paths, though I'm not too sure what they're hinting at, but this is the first time I'm hearing it like this. And on top of that, it's probably a drawing error, but Boruto's left eye looks like it's some sort of Byakugan freaking Jogan looking eye with the black scleras and a bright pupil. I don't know, man. I think they're hinting at something. So then Boruto gives Sumire the sword, and he also gives her a scroll saying that in this scroll is technology that you will eventually invent in the future. And so he says, take this sword and implement that technology on his sword. So Boruto hands over Sumire the sword, and she agrees to fix the sword with this new technology and implement this new power on one condition, that he stops calling her class rep and starts calling her Sumire. And so Sumire runs off into the sunset with the sword saying, I got my interaction with Boruto. She's feeling all fuzzy and shit on the inside, but Boruto's goofy ass over here doesn't even understand what she just meant. It makes sense of what Sarada said last chapter, that Boruto won't realize their feelings, which is true. In this case, Boruto's like, wait, what the hell? Why'd she act up like that? And he has a little sweat mark, like, okay. But Boruto, just like Naruto, cannot pick up on girls' signals. So then the chapter says several days have passed, so most likely now it's the 1 week. Inojin has most likely mastered his jutsu. Boruto has gotten his sword fixed because he said he needed it done within the week. Now Mamushi has come. This panel here where we saw Mamushi jump down and it looks like he's fighting Damon, it looks like this panel is coming true, and now Mamushi is on the hunt to take down and kill Eida, and he's probably gonna eat her out. Knowing the way he is and looking at all the Gunner material, I know he's trying to eat that out, bro. Like, we all know he's trying to eat that out, bro. He got that dog in him, you know? I mean, I don't blame him, bro. Like, you guys seen the shit I seen. So Mamushi is here. He about to eat that shit out. Some shit's about to go down next chapter. Now Mamushi's gonna die probably in the next, I think, 3 chapters or some shit, 4 chapters, and then we're gonna have the final battles of Hidari and Jura. Now what also kills me is Jura's chilling in the village, bro. This guy has some deep ass connection to the village, fam. I know they're cooking on something, bro. Everything's coming. The whole puzzle is being figured out. We're gonna get some more details soon. Ooh. This chapter was scrumptious. Anyways, that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of this. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos to come.